This is what we are doing now, having Kenya's biggest conversations. John, there's a call coming in, and it's one of the callers that we want to have a conversation with shortly. So, CT, today's proverb.
Right on. Kawaida ni kama sheria. Habit becomes second nature.
Habit is second nature.
It is second nature.
Kawaida tu. Inakuwa kama sheria.
Sindio? It starts as an activity, then if it continues, it becomes a trait. If you give it time, it just becomes embedded in your personality.
Yes.
So it is you.
Okay.
And that's kawaida.
So on this show, we look at what's happening around the country, around the world. And something happened from around 9:30 p.m. last night. And we started seeing it on social media. And it's even been reported in the news by Asato this morning that it is alleged that police officers went to the offices of businessman Jimi Wanjigi, who's an ODM presidential aspirant. And they've been camping there overnight. Now, it's not clear from the videos and the footage that's circulating on social media, which was shared by the Jimi Wanjigi campaign team, is you're seeing people who appear to be wearing hazmat suits, full clad in PPEs, seeking entry into an office past office hours. And it's still not clear. So we've been able to reach the businessman, Jimi Wanjigi. He joins us on the line now. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Eric. How are you?
Very well, thanks. At least you can say it's a good morning.
Yes.
Despite everything else.
God has given us another day to live.
That's very true.
Oh, yes.
Jimmy, where are you speaking to us from?
Well, I'm in my office. And
this is in
under
Westlands.
siege. That is correct. Kwacha House, General Mathenga Road.
Under siege? Explain.
The compound is surrounded. They are saying they are police officers. They say that they want me, and they're not telling my lawyers why. So we thought it was very dangerous for me to leave late at night. After all, if they're unclear what their intention is, why should we surrender to them in any manner or form? They haven't come properly. They haven't come with any documentation. As you articulated very clearly, they are dressed in space suits, armed to the teeth. We don't know their intent. In fact, the most they have told one of our lawyers is that they want to take me to write a statement. That is a very simple thing. All they need to do is give me a summons, and I would have appeared to write a statement.
Jimmy, if you don't mind, just give us a chronology of this siege, as you call it. When did it start? What happened? We understand it happened from last night. So last night, what were you doing? What happened? How did they gain entry into the office?
We were in a conference. It was about 9:30 with part of my campaign team. They'd come to see me from my campaign offices. And they had come to tell me about what they had strategized. We were drawing up a strategy over the next 1 month. And we were suddenly told that they are police officers at the gate. I said, police officers? I said, yes, they've identified themselves as police officers. And they've come in what looks like police cars, the Subarus that we all know. And they want me. And they believe I'm in the compound. So they forced themselves through the gate. They came in, maybe about 20 of them. They had about 4 or 5 cars. And they have been here all night.
Are they?
This morning, they seem to be increasing in number. And outside, it seems we've got some 190 who have also come. Because I guess this has been all over social media at night.
Are they marked
they're-
vehicles? Are those, you're saying they're Subarus, are they GK vehicles or are they unmarked?
No, they're not GK, they're unmarked.
And
all
did they
unmarked.
produce any sort of identification?
No.
Jimmy, you've said that they have said, right? So who has had a conversation with them? Somebody from your team who has talked to them to inquire
had
from
lawyers
them
who
what they
came.
were after?
We had lawyers. We have had 2 lawyers here, and they talked to them, and this is what they stated.
Okay. Did they give the reasons as to why they wanted you to come in and give a statement? Firstly,
No, as I said earlier, all they said was simply that they want me to go to CID headquarters to write a statement. They did not say what it's about. They didn't say why it has to be at 9 at night or 9:30 at night, or why tonight. They said they had delivered summons. We have not seen any summons. They could not show a copy of any summons. So we were wondering, why would they come to me in this manner? I am a non-Kenyan. I am a political candidate for presidency. Why would they come to me at this time of night when, if it's a question of writing a statement, they just need to issue a summons and I will appear. Even a phone call, I would have appeared.
So,
You know,
Jimmy, these people, if they came in unmarked vehicles, they are clearly camouflaged, wearing hazmat suits.
Correct.
They have not produced any sort of identification.
Correct.
How do you know they're police officers?
That's the point. All they would tell my lawyers is that they are bona fide police officers, but they did not show them anything.
Now, I'd
Now,
assume,
you see,
Jimmy,
what is
that
most interesting.
Yes.
Yes. Please carry on, Eric.
I'd assume that there are protocols in your office for when people come and they are unidentified and they're armed on what to do to
Yes.
raise alarm.
Yes, they are.
And
In fact,
I would
they were
assume also
told
that this would go into escalating it to known police officers in a police station. From General Mathenge and Parklands police station, it's not a big distance. Have you reported this to the nearest police station?
Yes, we have. We have reported to Parklands, and I'm told this morning that there was a Parklands car that came outside and left.
So, what do your lawyers advise? What are they saying? Have they been able to seek further information from maybe the higher ups in the police service, even at the
They're trying
DCI
to do so
headquarters?
this morning. They're trying to do so this morning. But let me say something, Eric.
Yes.
In 2017, I went through something very similar. And it was a political time of elections. This is now another political time of elections, and I'm going through the same thing. In 2017, it was my home. Now it's my office. I guess they were impatient. Maybe they were waiting for me in my home, but I was still in the office, so they got impatient. We are in a situation where it seems every election time I seem to be making certain people very uncomfortable. I don't know why, because the cases that they tried to project or propose to courts in 2017 were all crushed without my appearance in any court because they were nonsense. Again, today we believe it may be the same sort of rubbish. In other words, the same lies about things we know nothing about.
Why would
They
there
said that
be...
that time guns, this time God knows what they're saying.
Jimmy,
And it's coming at election time.
Right. Why would there be that interest in you? I mean, just from what you're saying now, why would there be that interest? What would it be that would need someone, whomever it was, to frustrate you in this manner, if that's what's going on?
Your guess is as good as mine. Because you tell me why it happens only at election time. And now this time, I'm not behind as I was in 2017. This time I'm right in the front. And I'm competing for the ODM presidential ticket. My party leader I was being victimized for supporting Raila Amolo Odinga in 2017. That is what that persecution was about. Today, I'm competing against my party leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, and I'm under siege.
Is there
I was being
something that
crucified
you've
at
said?
that time for him. I was being crucified at that time for him. And now, he's with the people that were crucifying me. And I'm now being crucified when I'm competing against him.
You did not just announce your dreams of winning the ODM presidential ticket or even becoming the president. You've been in the campaign and going around the country for a number of months now. So why now? Why do you suppose, is there anything that you've done or said recently that would then trigger this kind of action today?
It may be this weekend's utterances in Machakos, where I was very clear that the Raila Amolo Odinga that I know and have known since 1991 is not the same Raila Odinga that I'm seeing today. The man that has stood for truth and justice and democracy in this country for every single citizen is not the man that I watch and listen to today. And I said, it seems he is captured. He is captured. And I want to quote here, categorically, Matthew 26:14. Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver.
Mr. Wanjigi,
This is what we are facing.
Mr. Wanjigi, I love your analogy because from my understanding of it, my name is C.T. Muga. You appear to have given yourself the persona of Jesus and allotted to Raila Odinga the persona of Judas. But this is conversation. Let me ask what I want to ask. Apart from being a politician, you're a businessman. Now, you have entered Kenyan politics and you are gunning for the highest seat in the land. As a businessman gunning for a high political seat in the land, you're not a babe in the woods. Surely, there must be people, not necessarily in the political arena, but perhaps also in the business arena, because in this country the two tend to mesh quite well, who may not particularly like your ascendancy. So, business rivalry, could it be part and parcel of your problem and it's being presented as a political problem?
Let me be very categorical. First and foremost, the persona of Jesus is only Jesus. It is what Jesus symbolizes. If you recall in 2013, Raila Amolo Odinga, in an entry after the elections, after William Mutunga had declared Uhuru Kenyatta's the victory, and in terms of a declaration of his victory, at the entry of Kisumu, Raila Odinga stood up and said he was crucified like Jesus. It is a symbolism. A symbolism. It is a symbolism of truth. It is a symbolism of justice. In 2017, I was being persecuted for truth and for justice. We had just come from a very nasty election that the Supreme Court had nullified. And I know there are very many people that were blaming me for that nullification. I was crucified to the extent that I was put in the newspaper, an obituary in the nation, that I am dead. My own father, they attempted to even take to court. That is the extent of the persecution. I don't think it's a laughing matter. Today, it is happening all over again. No change. Why? It is politics. It is nothing to do with business. I have deliberately not done business at all for the last 9 years under this regime. If I've done anything, I have done it outside this country. So I have no rivalry with anybody. I am doing nothing, and I have done nothing in this regime for the last 9 years. So it is not business. Don't belittle this. This is very serious politics. And if it was business, why didn't it happen last year or the year before?
You've given a pointer,
This is nothing
Jimmy.
but a persecution.
Jimmy, you've given a pointer to truth. You've said it a couple of times that there may be quarters that are not comfortable with the truth. And even from a statement
Yes.
that we heard that you've given earlier this morning or late last night, that you also said that people are not comfortable with the truth and that you were going to come out with the truth. What would you be alluding to there?
Not only coming out with the truth, I've been speaking the truth. I'm saying there are people who must be very uncomfortable with the way I am speaking. Very uncomfortable. Because you must understand, in this political arena as we are talking today, I know each and every one of the political players intimately. At one time or another, our destinies have been intertwined. I have assisted nearly all of them to ascend to some form of power for many, many years. We know a lot. All we are speaking is the truth of the times and the betrayal of the times. This is what we are speaking, and we shall continue to speak it, because I think Kenyans are tired of lies. There's been too many lies and too much impunity over the last 9 years, and we are going to speak it.
Do you feel betrayed
when
by
I say categorically that my friend Raila Amolo Odinga, for 30 pieces of silver, he became Judas to Pharaoh. I mean it.
So do you feel betrayed by him? Do you think that he's betrayed you?
Oh,
And then
absolutely.
Why? How
Absolutely.
so?
When Raila Amolo Odinga went and shook hands with Uhuru Kenyatta, he went and shook hands with Uhuru Kenyatta alone. He left his generals, every single one of them that had fought for him in the battle. He went alone. He informed nobody. He went alone. Normally, after such a bruising battle, where I can tell you we have documented 82 people that died, including baby Pendo, there have been no reparations for them. There were no terms of engagement of that handshake. So what was that handshake? It was a betrayal of all those that had participated in getting justice in an election. An election that climaxed with a nullification in the Supreme Court. And because of that unfairness, we went right up to swearing Raila Amolo Odinga in at great risk to all our lives. Some of us were chased after that. Miguna today, who was the only person that was brave enough to stand up and say, I will swear him in, because I can tell you we asked a myriad of people that were pure cowards, that ran away. Miguna is so-called a disenfranchised citizen because of sticking out his neck for Raila Amolo Odinga. Where is he? He's still out there. The betrayal is plenty. And today, we have Raila Amolo Odinga telling us that he shall follow the policies of Uhuru Kenyatta, the Pharaoh that had done all of that to every single one of us who wanted truth and justice in an election. That is betrayal of the highest order. That is the Judas. That is the Judas for 30 pieces of silver.
Jimmy, you say that there are several generals who are in that army who were betrayed.
Yes, we can talk about the entire Oka team.
Okay.
Because those were the big four. You can talk about,
but none of them is facing the kind of so-called persecution that you're facing.
Yes, in fact, that's the big question. Why me every election? Even in that election, they did not face it. Even in that election, they didn't face it. Why me?
Mr. Wanjigi, you've mentioned the word betrayal on several occasions, and the discussion here revolves around a certain clearly targeted assault on your person and on your property and on your family. But
yes,
I'm going back to the topic of betrayal. In the last election and in previous elections, we've seen politicians moving from one party to the other, aligning with this person and the other. We've seen it with Mudavadi, we saw it with Kalonzo. It happens all the time. When politicians move around and you're having a discussion about politics in the political sphere, since when has moving from one position to the other been referred to as betrayal. And I'm bringing it in the context of the handshake. It's a political move. How then does it morph into a betrayal?
Handshake was not a political move. The handshake was a personal move. It was not political. If it was political, you go with terms of engagement. The handshake between Kibaki and Raila Odinga, where he became prime minister, was a discussion and a debate with clear terms of engagement before and during. That was a political move. What happened in 2018 was a personal move. It was not political.
So are we then saying...
If it was not political,
Yes.
if it was political, then people would have gravitated towards that direction all these years. A lot of restitution would have happened. That has not happened. It was a personal move. It was not political.
So are we therefore saying by extension that the president then also betrayed his own people because he himself was also alone in that handshake?
Well, I don't talk for him. I can only talk about the corner I was in. I cannot talk for him.
Okay, Jimmy, back to the situation that's happening, that's unfolding at your office. So you say that you've been holed up in your office at Kwacha House on General Mathenge Drive since last night because there are armed people who are outside the office and they're demanding that you accompany them to the DCI headquarters to go and record a statement. And that you have not engaged with them because they haven't identified themselves. They are hooded, they are wearing hazmat suits, they look like they are wearing full PPEs, and so you don't know who they are. And your lawyers have engaged with them, and they also haven't identified whether these are actual police officers. What are your next steps?
Well, my lawyers are going to CID headquarters. In fact, I think they should be there now to try and dig out any more facts that they may have. And we shall keep you informed.
All right. We'll keep following up this story, and all the best to you.
Thank you.
Nasir
Thank
Abdullahi,
you.
one of your lawyers, will also be joining us on the show at 8 a.m. And we'll, of
Yes.
course, once he gets any updates when he's here, he'll also
Yes, he's
update
one
us as
of my
well.
lawyers. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much,
you
Jimmy.
for calling.
Thank you so much.
God bless you all today.
Cheers.
This is the Situation Room, the only way to start your day.